All right, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and of course, you guys are co-hosts of the co-hosts. Of course, Brother Nate is here, and just let me know when you're ready, sir. And it's nice to see you all, and of course, those of you in the luxurious balcony. Thank you so much for popping in, and welcome.
Good evening, good evening, and good evening.
Thank you. And please hit that thumbs up button while you're here. It's only, respectful when you come into somebody's house. You ring the doorbell, you say hello, you speak, or you don't have to speak, but just make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
And bring some liquor.
Right. But anyway, how are you, sir? How have you been? How's your week been? What's going on?
Hey, nothing going on. I'm doing fine, and it's all good.
Right.
How about you, sir?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, clearing up and trying to getting this whole birthday thing
Are you
started.
are you getting hype? You getting hype?
And not yet. I usually
Mm,
go for like maybe a week before,
mm,
but not really. Trying to get myself motivated to get somewhat hyped, but not yet.
mm. The 22nd, correct?
Yes.
Hmm. Very
Mm.
good, very good.
So let's just get started because we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about and very
Oh,
little.
oh, oh, one real important thing.
What's that
Did you mail that card?
about that? I picked it out.
Oh, okay. But did you buy it? Did you buy it?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all
It's a
good.
start. It's a
That's
process.
all good.
Yeah, it's
Good,
a
good,
process.
good, good.
But I did do that. Yeah,
I'm so very proud of you.
I could hear my that being like, "You better say that." They're like, "Okay, whatever." So yeah, I did do that. I didn't forego not sending out the card. I wasn't trying to get in trouble like that. But so let's get started with some news updates. All
Wow,
right.
aren't we getting fancy?
I know, trying to anyway, right? I
That's
know,
right. You got to keep up with the bitches.
right? Gotta keep it up. So let's give a hand clap for
Wow.
that.
And loud hand claps. God damn. Okay.
Yes, you have to wake it up. So yeah, so let's get started with this news update. First one, I'll pick out the litter. If you haven't heard, of course, it's the talk amongst the town here in the DMV area. Those of us who are linked to political things, the Proud Boys leader and members have been charged with seditious conspiracy over the January 6th. And you may ask, well, what does all that mean? Uh, Basically, they've been found to aid, participate, cohort with other members, not only of Congress, but of the Senate, too, I'm sure. I'm waiting for June 9th to come so we can finally get the details of who was sending text messages to whom and who all knew about the plans to stop this transition of power to overthrow the government. So all this is they've been caught in an act of trying to overthrow the government. Now, will this mean anything, and will the people responsible actually do any time? I don't think so. I think mainly this is to show the American people, what other officials had planned to do in the government. Do I think that that's a good strategy? No. Do I think it would help them win seats in an election? No. Not when you're dealing with the tons of people who really don't give a goddamn because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like they really don't care. They don't care, and it's sad and unfortunate, but I mean it's the kind of reality we live in. I don't know if this will bring of anything. I don't know your thoughts. I mean, I
Have
know
you
a lot
have
of
we ever had this before?
way back when, like pretty
And
much
But even back then, it was even relatively light.
Well, no, I mean, well, in the early on parts of like the Revolutionary War and all that kind of stuff, people were killed and murdered for stuff. Like,
okay, yeah, that's when they were doing. Okay,
right. It was pretty much a high crime that you would die for. As you know, as we gotten a little modern, it's gotten less and less impactful with people being sentenced to death and things of that nature. Very seldom even jail time. Now, I don't know, and here lies the difference. There's always a difference when it comes to white and those kind of crimes and black and those kind of crimes. And yes, of course, you know, we're talking about race because it exists, because there are many times where the same kind of pushback against government has been done on the other spectrum, and it's been complete annihilation to where in which, you know, this is kind of treated like kid gloves when the goal of it all was to disrupt and stop government from functioning. Anybody who knows a little bit about that part of the law is anything that is disrupted, any kind of government operations that are disrupted by a fellow citizen, you're going to do some time. Like it is a law on the books. However, in this situation, will they proceed with actually charging these people with actual criminal charges and jail time? Maybe the small fries, but the small people don't matter. In this, it is the larger people who they don't really want to arrest or give charges to. Those are the people who actually were the movers and shakers. You're dealing with people who, you know, who knew about what could possibly happen and then maybe made some moves to get some people together to kind of push that drive. But we're talking about the people who actually orchestrated it. Again, we're dealing with, and I was telling a friend of mine this the other day, that with Sarah Palin, when she started putting gunshot trigger heads on a lot of the public officials during that time, and Bobby Giffords was shot and nearly almost died due to somebody going into her hometown meeting that she was having with her constituents and lighting the place up. And then she stepped back and said, "Oh well, you know, this is just for political things. I didn't make anybody go out and do that, but you did.
You put the thought out there.
All the people out there that should have been killed, and you had them all in crosshairs. So you put it out there. So it's the same thing in this situation where, you know, he's laid the groundwork for all of this kind of domestic terrorism, and now he's just going to sit back and like, well, you can't really blame him. He's just talking. But when do we start having people pay for? Because again, here we go with situations where only certain people pay for the things that come out their mouths, and other people do not. You know what I'm saying? You'll demean a rapper. You have what's his face in jail right now because they're trying to connect his rap lyrics and what he talks about in his music to him being some kind of drug lord, drug king kind of thing. And it's just like, okay, so they can say all types of shit to overthrow a government and that be okay. We can't go after them, but you can, young inner city people can sit there and talk about drugs and all this other kind of stuff. And now you're going to be tracking and watching them. And
you're going to actually arrest them and hold them.
And hold them and call them drug kings or whatever because of lyrics. All right, make it make sense. So to me, the whole thing sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy as hell. Hey, people in the chat, I thought the chat was broke.
Yeah, right.
Because I was like, wow.
Yeah,
I see people popping in.
But hey, everybody, welcome. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way in. And it's always a pleasure to see you, as always. Hey, Miss Pink, what's up, Babs? How are you? What's going on, Patty Duke? Always a pleasure.
Patty. How y'all doing? Yeah, I sure did. I thought the chat was broke. I was like, I see the people popping in. I said, but nothing's moving.
Right. Oh, I done did it again. Let's see. Where we at? I know there was an update on the smallpox thing. I was waiting for it to populate, but I don't think it did. But there has been a case of smallpox in Pennsylvania that I definitely wanted to keep you guys abreast upon. Go figure it's in PA.
It's in a couple of other places now.
Yeah, it is. But it has been confirmed in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, first, as far as I guess hitting this side of the.
Well, all those people partying over the weekend, it's going to be hot city.
Right, exactly.
All these.
Now, what I didn't understand, and of course I read the article, and we could go back and forth to all of this, is when they discussed monkeypox, even in this article, they said it's a contagious virus that causes lesions that might be more widespread than first thought. The CDC officials said that, at first they considered it to be something low, but as of now, it seems to be something that can possibly spread more. Now, their whole thing was that cases reported in the United States were mostly among gay and bisexual and men who sleep with other men, right? Then they turn around and say, well, doctors are saying that monkeypox is not a sexual transmitted disease, but it is spread mainly through the loose contact or large respiratory droplets.
Skin on skin.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but by you throwing that out there, that it has been in the United States, monkeypox has been basically traced amongst gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with other men, already puts it out there that it is some sort of sexually transmitted disease, though.
But they really can't say that either because they haven't.
No, they can't.
But they haven't figured out the common denominator.
No,
this thing is popping up all over the place.
Right.
Okay. What is the common denominator? Where were all these people? How did they come in contact? They weren't all out here,
Right, and that's all valid questions. But my whole thing was just to put it out there to say instantly that that's what it was. It's almost like blame the gays. You know what I'm saying? Like here we go.
You think it's political? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised because
it was probably a Christian.
But it's the same thing like with the AIDS epidemic. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, it's a gay disease, blame the gays. And it's like, no, actually, other people can get it. So it's like, at this point, if you don't know where it comes from or what it's coming from.
They should not have said that.
You shouldn't have said that.
Should have left it as in general.
Yeah, you just keep track and knowing that, okay, well, this is mainly where it's coming from. But you don't immediately jump out and say, well,
they should have came out and said, well, these 35 or whatever cases and say 75 to 95% were gay men.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know. So it's just like, I don't know. It's like, here you go with something else trying to, there you go, blaming the gays for something else.
But the good thing about monkeypox is that there is a vaccine. They use the smallpox vaccine, which works on it also. Just don't be out there tapping no strange, okay?
Yeah, just keep it cuter, keep it on mute. Mm-hmm. Also, in news updates, people are kind of worried about what the Supreme Court may attack next after the leak came out, a week and a half ago, about them wanting to attack Roe v. Wade before they end for the
2 weeks ago. Yeah, that should be coming up soon.
Yeah, it should, because they're about to end for the summer.
Oh, they're
gonna try and do that and drop the mic.
Patty, you in DC, right? Girl, you better get some oodles and noodles. Cause I don't think you're gonna be any shopping. They're gonna tear that place up.
Right. So the Supreme Court, the newly conservative majority, prepares to strike down abortion rights. Experts and other legal people around DC say that they're not only going to attack abortion rights, but gay marriage, transgender health care, and even
Mhm.
the right to be gay, have sex, and
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah. Those sodomy laws, that
Yeah.
means no more eating ass, no more giving head. And that goes for men and women.
Right, right.
We's all going to jail.
We are lock it up, throw away the key. And I mean, I think they're going to go after a lot of other things, like
Oh yeah, they're going to
affirmative action, and
they're moving everything backwards.
everything. Yeah,
Everything will be backwards.
yeah.
Hey, Melissa. Hey, Auntie Donna. How y'all
Hey,
doing?
what's going on, everybody? And it won't be a quick fix. I mean, people think like, oh, we'll just get some more justices in there, and it'll be a quick fix.
Oh no,
No.
no. They've been waiting for this for a long time. That's why they moved. What I think they're going to do is toss and leave everything up to the states.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Depending
And
upon
they
where
already know that the states are going to adhere to a lot of it. They're doing it now. As soon as they heard about the Supreme Court possibly pushing the abortion thing, other states have picked up on banning abortions in their state.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Aunt, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome once again. Please make sure you hit those thumbs up button if you haven't. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you subscribe and join us on a regular basis? All right. In other update news, two Minnesotians have sued George Floyd for his allegedly knee on the neck signature move he had going on.
Not George Floyd.
I mean, not George Floyd, who killed George Floyd. What's his face? Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin, who killed George Floyd with his old knee on the neck. He's been doing that move for some time. There was a story out during the time of the trial that there was I think at the time the boy was 16 years old.
Yeah.
That Derek
and his mother called him. I guess he was being unruly.
Right.
And the guy did the same move on a 17-year-old.
On a 17-year-old. Well, he was 16 at the time of the incident. He's suing. There's another person who's actually in jail now. He's suing for a time when he was arrested. Actually, John Poe was his name, John Poe Jr., and he was only 14 at the time.
Grown ass man.
Yeah, grown ass man on a little kid's neck. That's just crazy. So
now, while he's in prison, they can sodomize him.
Right. So mainly this is only coming up because usually police officers have a cloaking shield over them during these times where things that they may have done, they can't be sued personally for, but being they lost the case, and it's been a lot of heat still in regards to the murder he committed and other things that
well, they need to go after the city also.
Yeah, definitely.
Because definitely now that all this is out and it's been confirmed that this is his signature move.
Right. So they intend to move forward in his negligence. The plaintiffs, both of them, they say they just really want justice.
No, they want cash.
Yeah, that too. So Pope and Code, I forgot the guy's first name, is represented by the Minneapolis civil rights attorney Robert Bennett, who's negotiated a $20 million settlement for the family of Justine, I can't say that last name, Diamond, the Australian woman who was fatally shot. Oh, there's the Australian woman that was fatally shot by
the Nigerian cop.
The Ethiopian
Nigerian.
Yeah, he was Ethiopian. No, he was Ethiopian. Yeah, and he in jail. He also negotiated the settlement for nearly $3 million for Philando Castillo's family and the motorist who was killed by a suburban. By the officer in 2016. What else we got here? I don't know. Let's see.
Hey, Wonky Pro, how you doing,
There's a
man?
lot going on with this, but basically, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted on what happens in regards to this. Um, they're not really saying much. They're really just talking about Derek and his disciplinary actions that was met, some that wasn't met. Yeah, no crump. Can you believe it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it either.
Because he beat him to the punch.
Right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Hey, Johnny Mac, how you doing?
It's great to see you. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button while you're in here. And also, I think this is the last part of the updated news. The 911 dispatcher was fired for, I don't know if she hung up on the lady or not taking the call seriously.
She wasn't taking it seriously. She didn't take it seriously, and I believe she did hang up. They didn't say whether it was a guy or a girl, because usually that's not policed by the police.
Right. It's not. So, well, it's not policed by the police, but it's considered like a civil, it's a part of the department in a sense. So the 911 dispatcher in the Buffalo massacre has been fired. I know she was put on disciplinary action the last time I think we read this story.
The desk job once they went through the call and everything.
She was on administrative leave, actually, as of May 16th for mishandling the call, and it was investigated by Peter Anderson, who is the spokesperson for the county executive, which told the USA Today that she was indeed terminated for her actions. For those of you who don't know, the grocery employee who made the call to 911 was hiding on the floor behind the customer service counter during the devastating shooting at the Tops Friendly Market near the city's east side of Buffalo, where all those people lost their lives to a punk ass.
I like that now that a lot of the victims are coming out early and saying they're giving their story, the interaction that they're actually having with the police and the operators, things like things that are actually going on. Because you wouldn't have heard about this until maybe like a year or so later.
So later, right? And that person would have nicely retired, but
they're coming out and they're telling the press, this is what happened when I called.
Right
then and there, not waiting and say, giving them a chance to hush it up.
Exactly. Which is utter bullshit, but
it was just crazy as hell.
It is. Let's see. This one won't. All right. So in other news, this one won't load, but I know exactly what it is, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. So after this devastating school shooting with these young children being shot by another crazed domestic terrorist who happened to be a crazy nutbag, they want to put more police officers in black schools. I ain't never heard of a mass shooting in a black school ever.
No, because we're already on lockdown.
Right, this is what I'm saying, and it's the reason why I say it. Like, I've been in school and had metal detectors and things of that nature.
Yeah, like I said last week, you can't get in. You better call first, and you better be on the list.
But it's the over policing,
and you stand outside at the door. So if somebody's killing you, don't run to a school because your ass ain't getting in. That's the wrong place to go. You need to
it's the over policing for me, and it's the over policing of the wrong.
That's
people,
right.
The wrong people in the wrong schools. So I don't understand how you are planning to put more actual police in black schools, and yet these white schools are the ones having these mass shootings, or these white students are the ones feeling like, they need to air out an entire school of not only their peers, but peers younger than them, which makes no sense.
Well, I'm sure if a golf kid comes to a Baltimore City school with his black trench coat on, I'm sure they'll tap him out before he even gets in there.
Oh my God!
Be sitting out there like a sore thumb. This is like them wanting to arm the teachers.
Yeah. That was a whole nother, that ties into the other part too. Ohio has just put forth legislation that may, in fact, arm the teachers in the school. Now that I have a huge problem with too, because you're dealing with armed teachers, and then okay, what if they get into a confrontation with a student, and or more than one student, and one of the students happen to grab the gun from the teacher?
Yeah,
We're dealing with a whole different situation.
And just knowing how kids are anyway.
Right.
If they don't secure the weapon.
Right. And knowing how some of these people are who think they walking around in the Wild Wild West anyway, and that they're John Wayne or Annie Oakley or some bullshit, running around thinking that they can, they're policing everything and everybody, carrying it on their hip like some kind of ridiculous thing.
And you also do have racist teachers, so
right, that too.
Why would you invite something like that?
Right.
They already feel as though they don't, which they don't. They don't get paid enough to put up with the foolishness. But now you're going to have the added stress.
Yeah,
because if I was one of those teachers, that would be the easiest way. I ain't got to run behind you, I ain't got to chase behind you, ain't got to scream, I ain't got to call your mother, ain't got to call it'd be pop.
The only person you be calling is the coroner.
But I just pick up a bag and call it a day.
Just crazy. I don't know what is what's the thought process behind all of this. I really don't. School is a place you go to learn. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that these children have to worry about if their school is next, or if some person is going to shoot up their school, and yet we're still talking about other things, and they have, caskets for little kids. I mean, it's just the heartlessness of the people that gets me. It really is. Again, I talked about it last week. You're more concerned about cells and fetuses of somebody else's body, and yet living, breathing human beings you don't give a goddamn about. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they get killed by a gun, oh well, it's not the gun's fault. It's the person holding the gun. No, it's everybody's fault. Because that 18-year-old shouldn't have been able to go get a damn gun in the first place.
Oh no.
What's going on, everybody?
Good evening, everybody coming into the chat.
You were about to say something?
Park Heights is nice, man. What are you talking about? I'm not afraid. I can walk down the street. It's only the horror stories. Ed had a question.
Oh, did he?
Further up. You heard about the 8 bills that were banning semi-automatic weapons and ammo. That was the one that he signed today. I was going to say George Bush.
Joe Biden. But but at the end of the day,
other white guy.
Yeah, they don't do enough though. Like they don't do enough. No. They don't handle the situation at hand. The situation at hand is that we have children able to get guns, whether whatever kind of ideology that they have, it's whatever. But they're still 18 years old. They can't get alcohol, they can't have cigarettes, but you could go get a whole death weapon. Like it really doesn't make sense. Then on top of that, you're not banning the right things. You're not banning the actual extended magazines and all those things that cause mass shootings. Because if you got to sit there and you can only get 6 shots off, and then you got to go and reload, somebody could be canceling that whole situation while somebody's reloading. The fact that these people can go around from room to room or a whole area and just continuously shoot without anything is part of the problem.
If you modify the equipment, you should have stiffer sentences also. Because that's the whole thing. You can buy these modifications. At first, you couldn't. You had to have them specially made.
You did.
But they're the ones that are loosening the restrictions in the first place.
Yeah, of course, because the whole argument is they start jumping around talking about they're taking out taking away our rights, nobody's taking away your right to have a gun. If that's what you choose to do, that's cool. Great. That's your right. But at the end of the day, everything has a consequence, does it not? So therefore, if your child happens to feel like, okay, I want to take it upon myself to deal with my bully or deal with the people in my school or teacher or whatever the case may be. All right, whose gun is that? Is that your gun? All right, aren't you not responsible for your gun? So if your child takes your gun like anything else, then everybody's responsible. That whole kind of thing of nobody wants to be responsible. And then we start talking about mental health, which is important, but we only start talking about mental health when they start dying from gun violence. But we don't ever talk about mental health when you're talking about, oh, there's another mass shooting in Chicago. Oh, look at Baltimore. They're still having all these shootings. Nobody knows where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. We don't have that same kind of, there is no, we need to find out what's going on. There's none of that. It is quick. Oh, that's just inner city. That's just the way it is. No. Definitely not how it should be.
That reminds me of like with the dirt bike culture that they have here. Mm-hmm. The white boys bring the bikes in. They bring the bikes in and sell it to the
hood.
To the guys in the hood.
Yeah, that's not.
They do the transactions down at the park all the time. Okay. They roll right in with the pickup trucks, and you'll see. I don't know if they're with the bikes right on the back and everything, and I don't know if they're stolen,
right,
or what. But they'll roll them right off the back. You'll see a whole bunch of guys standing there paying cash for it, and they're on their way. You say white kids.
Yeah,
he is a hunter. Yeah, black kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all in. You know what it is? It's the propaganda. That's how they work. Yeah. And they've been quite successful for a very long time
with the same shit, the same playbook over and over and over again. Yeah,
that's why they don't want you to be woke.
No, indeed.
No, we know what the hell you're doing.
Let's see.
You do not need a military assault weapon. You're going to wow, that really jumped. Oh, with a 5-year-old, correct?
Yeah. I had one other story. The international story you sent me was pretty cool. In Africa, let me get the exact whereabouts. South Africa, actually.
Hey, summer breeze.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Excuse me. There was a white pastor who was plotting to kill thousands of black people with poison water. And
he was a what? He was a what?
White pastor.
Did he have prayer gloves? Okay, I'm being serious. Go ahead.
I'm not going there with you right now. Yes, in South Africa, this white pastor was plotting to kill thousands.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I found it.
With poisoned water and biological weapons, prosecutors say. The South African court had convicted the pastor for plotting to overthrow the government and kill thousands of black people in the country. Henry Josenberg Corzent, 61, however you say that, was the leader of the national,
Was he an evangelical Christian?
Yeah. He was the leader of the National Christian Resistance Movement, and on Monday was found guilty of high treason, incitement to carry out violent acts, and incite people to commit attacks. The group explored the possibility of using biological weapons to infect and kill black people, including poisoning the water and the water supplying black communities, and what else? Oh, black communities, that's all it says. And also just carry out simple attacks. And the only reason why I bring this up is because if you think it just happens here in the States, it happens everywhere.
Oh no, this is a global thing.
And this is just like, oh, did you hear about that? Oh, well, let's try that. I mean, you look at Flint. Flint's still dealing with poison water right now. Like, right now.
It's called what? Eugenics?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah, they had papers on how
Yeah.
they're going to basically control all the people. Remember, white people they're actually the minority on the planet.
Yeah. And it's becoming more and more prevalent for them to know that they, with all of the interracial marrying and families, actually generational families being that of mixed race, there is really no true Aryan race anymore. Very few. And that's the whole reason, right? The assumption with abortion. It's not really to control population. It's to make sure they control their population and bring more white babies into this mixing pot of a world that they don't want.
Hey, Summer Breeze, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Hey, what's going on?
She put down they killed a black reporter who went to Sandy Hook and tried to get a story.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out, but I wouldn't put it on.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm surprised that somebody else has actually heard about it.
Right, that part. Just running through these, and I'll post them if Brother Nate, if you have the links, you can post them in the thing, and if not, I'll post them at the end of the night on my community wall, because we got a lot to go through real quick. Nearly half of the families with kids can no longer afford enough food to eat 5 months after the child's tax credit, has ended. So this is affecting a lot of families. During this pandemic, a lot of people have found it hard to make ends meet, especially with food and children being homeschooled, or a lot of children kind of doing the in and out, where part of the day is at school and then part of their schooling is virtual. It's been a lot of demand on a lot of families to make sure that they continuously feed their families, and people don't have it.
A lot of jobs have gone away.
Right, a lot of jobs have gone away, even though this president has the largest number of job growth. However, there's still a lot of people who are unemployed, and a lot of private sector, right? And the private sector, with the restrictions due to COVID and things of that nature, a lot of the private sector are not hiring back people. So there's a lot of issues going on, and a lot of families are suffering.
Yeah, I think the types of jobs are shifting again.
Right.
Because you're not going to find a job. You're finding a lot of gig work, or like Amazon, they don't offer you any benefits, you know, that type of thing. You're pretty much temporary. You will no longer find jobs, not to, if any, pretty much cradle to grave,
Right.
And they'll offer you nothing.
Right.
And it's going to last you about 5 years at the longest.
Yeah.
And then it's, you're pretty much disposable. That's why they don't want you to unionize.
Well, a lot of young people are used to that. I've noticed a lot of them.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it.
They really don't care. That it's not about like being in a
real
job
short attention spans anyway.
It's just about being on a job, and if you disrespect me or you don't value me, I'm out of here. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, because you can pretty much walk away. They're pretty much like, but if you're still home,
right?
If you're still home.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Hey, Rico, how you doing, man?
What's up? So, in some important news for those of you who like the Ivy Leagues, Harvard Museum has contained remains of 19 formerly enslaved people and nearly 7,000 indigenous people. Again, here we not surprised.
It's been a lot of that lately.
Yeah, I mean, we've always talked about that at some point.
Child growth and creation.
Yeah, we've always talked about that at some point, where in which a lot of these Ivy League schools have been doing testing on Black people, on indigenous people for years. the whole cryogenics studies that we were talking about were done by a lot of Harvard professors, a lot of other Ivy League school professors and medical schools to either stop us from, procreating and doing that whole thing, or any way to kind of increase their birth rate and decrease ours. So this is definitely a very good story to check out if you have the time. But yeah, I'm not surprised with the Harvard Museum that you wouldn't have bodies tucked away. Definitely not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, lately they've really been digging up so many stories like that.
Yeah,
and it shows you how they really think of others.
Yeah,
they really do.
It's really unfortunate.
Our answer to your question, it's at a living wage. Has anyone done a study on how much this job growth and creation is above or at living wage? Well, it really doesn't matter too much now because of inflation. Inflation has thrown things so out of whack.
It really has.
I mean, it wouldn't be a living wage. What they were making would be a living wage if it was, say, 2 years ago.
Right.
I mean, sure, there would have been some gains, but if you received a raise, your raise was absorbed. If not gas alone.
Yeah, especially now. Now for anybody who's received the raise through gas would probably eat that up. Doing the back and forth thing. Just noted that came out this week. The White House is saying that the 19 for children under 5 is possible by June 21st. All right. So for those of you who have really young children, note that it is a possibility for your child to be jabbed on the 21st of June.
Consult with your doctor.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, they should be going to a pediatrician anyway.
Right.
Consult with your pediatrician. Don't
just for a 5-year-old. I mean, for children in general, consult first. Now, if your child has pre-existing conditions, then
just in general. We talk about the U.S. of A.
Right. So definitely note that by June 14th, June 15th, they will evaluate the Pfizer and Moderna shots for younger children, and shipments to doctor's office and pediatrician care facilities will begin as soon as the FDA authorizes the first jabs, possibly by this week or next week.
Yeah. And remember to order your COVID
home test
kits.
Too, yes.
Because you should be due.
You better hurry up too, because they're running out of money, so you won't be able to get one.
Yeah. I ordered me some. Oh, matter of fact, because my daughter, her whole family has it. All of them.
Well, sorry to hear that.
I was sorry too, because I wanted to go to the thrift store Sunday. Shit.
So that was sorry too.
We's got the Rona. I was like, what?
Right.
I'll tell you about, but the kids back in school. Everybody's back and out and about. It's not because they were out there clubbing or anything,
right.
just being back out there. So yeah, I was mad as shit. It's not often I want to go to the thrift store.
All right. So keeping in the vein of children real quick, Republicans won't renew the free lunch meal program, which could hurt millions of children. Millions of children around the country will lose free access to free breakfast and lunch upon the program's expiration on June 30th. So this is definitely something that you want to keep your ears to, those of you with children.
They were giving all the children access to food.
Yes.
And even in the summertime, I know they do it here in the summertime, which was great.
Right.
Because there's still a lot of food insecurities. My sister used to be a vice principal, and you know, it was against the rule for you to give, say, food that was left over that wasn't used, that it was against the rules. You know, they get fired for that.
Yeah.
And she would just tell them to come at, you know, tell the parent, you know, at the end of the day, come around to the backside or whatever. But days that they were having an inspection or something like that, they couldn't do it. And because usually that food is thrown away.
Right.
Even if it was never used, it was never unwrapped or anything, still wrapped in the cellophane, it was chucked in the trash.
Yeah.
But you know, that just goes along with the child tax credit.
Yeah.
You were just talking about.
Yep.
People can't afford, you know, it's just outrageous. And at that rate, your wage doesn't grow.
Right. Yeah. Schools have been providing free breakfast and lunch for up to 10 million students, which is set to expire on the 30th of June. Currently, Congress has not provided a solution to extend the program, and which has dismayed many advocates.
They're letting all these things expire.
Yeah, because they're gonna blame it on the Democrats. That's it. That's all this is about. Like all this letting stuff linger, and kind of, it's a whole thing that is done every election cycle. You let stuff expire, you blame it on the people that were in power or in charge to do so. When the actuality is, in order to make a lot of this stuff work, some of them have to kind of like, they gotta make deals to make a lot of this stuff work because of how they have it set. So, you know, a lot of the fault lays on both hands. But again, that children suffer for what?
You know, all the ones that they want to bring here.
Yeah, surely. Some other news that we definitely need to look out for: Social Security is going broke. It's pushed the broke date to 2035, which was a lot sooner than what was reported before. It was like 2050 or 2065 or something like that, when they kind of figured out that the Social Security benefits would run out. But now they have pushed it up to 2035. Social Security benefits pay more than 65 million Americans, mainly retirees. And yeah, it's going broke. I mean, mainly because, of course, you had George W. Bush, who was trying to privatize it to put it in the stock market. You know, like, who wants to do that in an uncertain stock market?
So fuck around with your own money.
Yeah, right.
Fuck around with your FICA.
Right. So economic recoveries from the pandemic have pushed back the go broke date for the Social Security / Medicaid, for officials warn that the current economic turmoil is putting additional pressure on the bedrock of the retirement program. So all of this, the pandemic, or the panorama, whatever you want to call it, and, you know, it's not only laying havoc on the market as far as inflation is concerned, but it's also laying havoc on your retirement plans. You see how the market...
what retirement plan?
Oh, yeah, if you have any. So it is definitely an attack on a lot of things.
That and the fact that they're stealing.
Yeah, I mean,
you know they're stealing.
always. Let's see what else. I don't know how important this is, but I'm not surprised. The White House officials pushed back against a report that there's been a mass exodus of Black staffers. I ain't surprised.
I ain't surprised either.
It's like you put them in there, you grab them up because, you know, you want to win the vote, you know, and you want to show that you're inclusive. You in there now, so what the hell you need to keep them around to show that that you one of the people. Again, nobody said that Biden was Obama. We know he's not. He's just an older Trump. It's just he knows how to nicely be that other person, but there's still some stuff.
Oh no, he was no savior.
No, not at all. Not by a long shot.
You ever see him walk? Have you ever seen him walk? I just think he's just ready to go anytime now. He's tired.
The whole
lay down, Joe. Lay down.
He's got the what's his name? The dude that died not too long ago. Oh man, Palin. He's running for president. What's his name? McCain. He got the whole McCain arm thing.
Oh, okay.
You ever noticed that now? Like he cannot lift
his arm. No, I didn't pay that any attention.
He keeps it like this, and usually Jill will like hold on to it, so it looks like he can't really he can't lift it, move it too much. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Ugh, what a day when that happens.
Yeah, but you were right. Send billions of dollars over to Ukraine.
Right.
He said, at a drop of a hat, we're going to send this amount, and that was with no thought.
Again, because they're still white Europeans. That's the part that people aren't missing. Yeah, they're gonna get all this funding because they're white Europeans. They ain't gonna see them without white people going against white people. No, they're gonna give somebody the upper hand, and try to make Russia look like the bad guy. At the same time, on the back end, paying Russia for their oil. Make it make sense.
Oh yeah. He said, the AR said, make the Ukraine pay our Social Security.
Right.
They ain't got no buildings.
Yeah,
they ain't got no jobs. They ain't got nothing.
How they gonna pay it? And some other crazy news. The U.S. Postal Service is being sued for seizing the shipment of Black Lives Matter masks. Again, not surprised. Remember, Louis DeJoy
is still in there. And notice how quiet that has gotten.
Yes. Remember, that was a whole big thing. Like, get him out of here. That shut up real quick. Louis DeJoy is still the Postmaster General. He is a strong supporter of former President Donald Trump. Again, not surprised. He was pulling out voting mailboxes and sorting machines. So why are you not surprised that he's been putting a stop to shipments of Black Lives Matter masks? And the fact that you even going through the mail to see what it is to stop it is crazy enough. And let you know this type of thing that the Postal Service actually does with your packages and things.
They said really stop abortions, but don't feed the kids. Yeah, well, you have to have an underclass.
Yeah,
you always have to. So if you're constantly creating the poor
and
the underclass, you'll always have somebody that you can stand on their back.
Yeah, but the fact that even in this situation, even the people who think they are better than are just as poor, but just because they share a similar skin tone.
Oh yeah,
a lot of the others, they still think that they're better.
As long as you're not black, you're all right.
That's the conundrum that gets me every time. Like, but you're okay, all right.
Yeah, the Dems have some power, but they're not wielding it the way that it should be.
They're not wielding it the way that these Republicans are throwing it. Yeah, lack of the power that they do have.
They don't care. They'll chop down an old lady. Okay?
Right. Because in the states where they do have the power, they are making the moves. You know what I'm saying? Although on the larger scale of things in government, they don't really have much power now. But in the states where they do have power,
this is your local level.
They are
controlling your
level.
They
are turning shit over and flipping shit. And by the time you realize and be like, oh, look what happened to this state. It's too late. It's already done. Too late. Already done. So that is crazy. I think I've kind of sped through this enough. I think I've got everything but Florida.
Oh, Lord.
Forgive me.
I know we want to get
California.
California.
California. All right. California is the landmark state that has a blueprint for reparations. This blueprint for reparations talks about free college for high school graduates and the voting rights for prisoners. The landmark 492-page report charts a path to racial equality. So this is the first state taking the step to actually having some legislation to talk about reparation. The governor, of course, is Gary Newsom. And he was talking about actually having reparations for descendants of African American or African immigrants early on in his 2020 run for the gubernatorial race. He was saying that the foundation of America's wealth was built on the trafficking of African people and their descendants, built by the forced labor and their bodies as they were brought and sold as commodities. The landmark report says that the American government at all levels allowed to participate and expand people of African descent so that most white Americans could profit from their enslavement. Yeah. So most of this talks about, like I said, it is offering free college tuition for every Black high school graduate. Let's see. Mandatory classes for kindergartners through high school of African American history, mandatory cultural training for teachers. The report also addresses housing redistribution and Black Americans who are receiving lower interest rates in contrast traditionally to their white counterparts. So it's a whole bunch of other different things.
Yeah, which you're going to need anyway. Everybody's just saying, "Give me money, give me money, give me money." But I mean, if you're 90-something years old,
right?
You might as well shift that, to your grandkids. If they could utilize it to buy a home, secure.
I mean, that's what white folks did.
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be.
Right, give you money in hand, but
if you're young enough, if it's going to send you to school, pay your way through school, that's one less bill.
Right. But it did say high school graduates, which I'm just like, why can't you just give that opportunity to anybody, whether they graduated high school or do a GED program or anything? Excuse me. That's what my
say. That's not giving you reparations.
No,
not enough.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the ones that should receive it have long passed. But what it has done is it's pushed us so far behind. That's why I don't feel bad when I steal from the government. No. That's why I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Got you, bitch.
Got your back.
Got you back. I got mine.
All right. Yep. So I think that was good on that. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button while you're in here. And then, of course,
hey, SD, how you doing, man?
On any other platform, you can always follow me here at these places while we get ready for Who Said That. There we go. All right. Know that, if you're looking to follow me, a lot of you already do follow me, and I do appreciate and thank you for all of your DM little clips and videos of news and things that sometimes I don't even know nothing about. I appreciate it. Even the funny stuff, I definitely appreciate it. Before we get into that, let's just get into Who Said That, and we can just roll on from there because I have a few things we can talk about.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Who said that? A lot of people are saying this and that and other things. First, let's talk about who said that. Let's just talk about it. All right, about this Monique and DL Hughley thing. I'm over it. I really am. Because I feel like the person at fault in this, granted, everybody can have a little piece of it, of course, but the real person at fault of this is the promoter. I think the promoter was trying to appease both artists by giving them or putting choice words in contracts that would, kind of make that person feel like, okay, I'm the one, I'm the headliner, and people have taken that totally out of, blown it out of proportion. I would be more concerned as my check cleared, then I'm worried about the goddamn
say whose name was above on the marquee.
Yeah, who's on the marquee or how big my picture is on the damn thing. I think it's so
stupid. Did that shit clear my account?
But right, it don't even make no sense.
You say so.
Dory now. Huh? I'm sorry, excuse me. But anyway, yes, I'm trying to figure that out. I am really trying to figure that. That makes no sense to me. Any thoughts on that? On that whole debacle? And then she started talking about his family and mentioned his daughter. And so I think
she goes to the extremes. That was something that they should have discussed. First of all, I would have discussed it with the promoter if we both have contracts. And if they both actually the contracts came from the promoter.
Right.
That's what I would have. I would have. I would have just went that route. I would not have gone after DL.
Yeah, I think the promoter is at fault here, and I think that's a definite issue that needs to be addressed. So definitely for sure.
Yeah, but she went straight at him. Now, if DL was actually the one that was putting on the event, then why would he even go through all that?
That would be different, but obviously it wasn't.
Sometimes a lot of times they'll do it themselves.
Right. She says, Monique says it's not about the contract. Then what it's about if it's not about the contract?
Is at fault, but
yeah, I mean,
as long as they're agreed amount of money.
Yeah,
I don't care. Who the hell.
Right. I think there's a lot of egos involved in the whole thing. It's gotten really out of control. I just feel like if she's just she just started to get kind of the apology from Lee Daniels. People started to come around, I guess, to kind of see her side of where she was talking about with the Netflix thing and how the whole Precious and the press tour thing went. That you're just now adding more to it. Even talking with adding Steve Harvey as being a coon. Clearly, we all know Steve Harvey can be like coonish. But it's like, why? Who are you dragging all in here? Who's talking to me? Stop! I don't even know what you're talking about. I drop down and I visit people if I'm watching. So I don't know. I'm not talking to Dory. I don't even know her like that. Not as much as other content creators. But anyway, moving right along.
What is she traumatized about?
Ooh.
Monique. I was reading.
I don't know. I think I've heard that she may be traumatized because of other.
Oh, is that has to do with that whole Oprah
Winfrey
and her brother was on the show or something?
Yeah, that part that's her anger with Oprah because she's saying Oprah had invited her family on the show, and she didn't know about it, but she had told Oprah about her brother molesting her, and she said Oprah went behind her back and invited them to tell the story. She's been pissed about Oprah about that. I think a lot of other stuff is just about
saying her being molested.
Her being molested. And the other stuff, from what I've heard from other comedians kind of in the circle with her, that A lot of it has to do with sometimes being treated different as a female comedian. That she's really
I can see that.
Yeah, that part I can see, and that part I can totally see. But I think a lot of this falls at the feet right now, currently, of the promoter. I think the husband has a little ego too. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, the one thing she didn't learn from she should have learned something from the first.
Yeah, I mean,
that you just don't handle it like that.
No, you definitely
you just don't lay it out and you catch everybody off guard. That should have been something that should have been discussed in private.
Definitely should have. I mean,
everybody's not on 10.
This is definitely not the time to do it. It definitely was not a good look.
Now, if she was embarrassed or whatever, and somebody put it out there, and it was in front of the whole world, sure, that's the forum to do it. But it wasn't. But as long as that check clear, I don't give a fuck who's name.
Yeah, like who goes first, who goes second. I mean, it really doesn't matter. At that point, the people come to see the both of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it really didn't even. However the lineup was, then it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like who? If you came in later than you were supposed to, figuring, okay, well, if they don't let me go last, I'm gonna make sure I go last because I'm going to come in later. So therefore, that would push everybody to have to perform before me. Then you was already setting that up, even if that wasn't the way it was run down. You was already setting that up for that to be the way you wanted it to be. So I just didn't at the end of the day, don't even understand what your argument is. If you had already came in late, it was like you came in late on purpose. So you made sure that you were the last.
Well, I guess it's a real thing whether who closes the show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, and that's a part of that behind the scenes in the comedic world that I didn't even know nothing about. I feel like what does it mean?
Every now and then you might hear about it from singers.
Yeah, but
even down to their costumes, they have color. They're wearing certain colors or whatever. And
I mean, I've heard it from even comedians as well, but they've usually just been the one person. Like all the other comedians were just local people or people not that famous, and then there's the one comedian that that is known, but not when there's two well-known comedians.
Yeah, and if it's something, say, that was running for the weekend, why don't you just alternate?
Right. What difference would it make to just have done that? It just didn't make any sense. I'm sorry, what?
Saying Doc's, I guess that's Juan T. Pro. What's that?
Okay. Like I'm not even entertaining any of that. Anyway, so other than that, there was some issue with recently, just kind of popped up. QB coming at Lynn T. I thought that was interesting, kind of weird. Like Lynn T don't do nothing. Lynn T is good people. And again, we all have opinions, and we should all be entitled to our opinions. Like as adults, we all have opinions and views. Everybody has a right to view their opinion. We may not all agree with how each other thinks, but it's still an opinion, and people are entitled to it. So it is what it is in that regard. But don't go after Lynn T. I feel some type of way. So talking about Monique. Yeah, we were talking about Monique. So yeah, that was that. Other than that, let's see. Anything else I missed? Yeah, whatever that Diamond Dory thing is, stomp whatever you have going on. I'm not entertaining this right now. So I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, you can have a good night.
No, that not.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The slightest.
Is that you think it might be a clone?
Huh?
You think it might be a clone?
It might be. It might be. Like, now you're talking to Diamond Dory. Who? Like, under.
Did I tell you they've been quite busy these past couple?
They have going crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Going after Lynn T. I know. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and again, when you're going into people's private or not private, but you know, off the YouTube avenue thing, note that people are going to have their opinions, and you may not like what they say about you, but you there listening, or whomever is there listening, you know, that's a part or listening for you to send back information. Know that you know, that is being said, and it can happen to a lot of us when you go into different spaces and you hear things that you may not, you know, be fond of. But again, it's somebody's opinion. It's somebody's opinion. It's not for you to really take it personal. Well, you shouldn't, especially if you're on here. People have opinions like some of them got teeth. They just have them. I mean, it's like, you know, cool. But if you know that's not you, you move on about your life. Like, there's nothing else you can do. Like, you're not going to sit here. If it's not me, I'm not going to let it stick to me. And I'm not going to make you or anyone put that on me just because you feel like you don't agree with me. Like, that's ridiculous. But people do that here. And I think that's unfortunate. That really is unfortunate. I mean, people have their favorites, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, people are going to give their opinion regardless of whatever it may be.
Now, speak of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, devil.
Hey. Hey, Lynn T, how are you? I was a bit worried. I said, oh, not Lynn T, not Lynn. She don't do nothing but make prayer cloths or skeet rags.
Should have put some extra prayer in that.
Oh my gosh, what's going on? But yeah, I'm glad you're good. Keep your head up. You know, granted, we all not going to agree with everything, and it is what it is. And I just think we need to realize that as adults, we're not going to always agree. And moving forward, it is what it is. I don't like it when people get you disagree, and then it's like, okay, attack and kind of kick out, or, you know, get the fuck out of here. And it's just like, but you just had an opinion last week on something else, and people, you know, let you have your opinion, and nobody questioned your opinion. So I think we need to definitely, please, like, let people have their opinion. This is not a dictatorship. This is YouTube. It is an entertainment apparatus, and it should be used as such. And keep it moving. These people will be on the next level with BS. But yeah, that's how I felt about that.
Just need a hug.
Yeah, just something. Right, that's what I'm saying. We like having fun. Like, nobody, you know. I mean, it really is. It's nothing. The people that go hard and, you know, try to go for the gusto to make people feel a type of way, it's a lot wrong with those type of people, because it's not that serious. First and foremost, as an adult, you should be able to get up from this shit and go live your real life. Like, this is not life.
You really have no choice.
Right. I mean, yeah, and some of you don't. Some of these people don't, because this is what they have. This is it. And you know, hey, make it work. But to have to demean and belittle people to do so is a problem. It is a problem. If you can't be yourself and actually have legit content, then, you know, you might want to go back to the drawing board, because it's about being a content creator. That's not content. You know, going after other people or going after the next victim is not content. Like, I was over in Brian's chat just a few days ago when he had a character on there, and they were going back and forth, and it was like, okay, is this the dating game or is this Brian? And I'm just listening. So I was shaking my head. He's like, what you shaking your head for? Because I'm like, is this what's going on? Like, it's a lot of whatever's going on. There's a lot going on right now. And I wasn't prepared for all that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's his channel, and he can do what he wants.
Want to do, yeah.
You watching, you watching. If you listening, you listening. And it is what it is. And I respect him for it. But I don't know. I think we just get all caught up in a lot of things that, don't concern us. Like it don't concern us.
They've gotten away from the real creativity.
Yeah, it's like it's just do your thing, but create content. Don't go around creating this and then you're like, oh, I am a content creator. No, you're a creator of bullshit. You're not a content creator. You're a creator of bullshit, yes, but definitely not a content creator. And I think, and even what I do is not hard. There's not no science to it, but at the end of the day, you walk away with something. You at least walk away with certain things that you did not know or certain things you need to pay attention to. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That is it. And,
it all depends on what your thing is.
Right.
You know?
And then it's the avenue of the people. Like, the people that gravitate towards you will gravitate towards you. And it's just what it is. No matter what somebody will say, they're not going to turn their back. You know what I'm saying? Because they like what you bring. And that's what other people need to understand. No matter how much bullshit you throw at someone, if they're really stuck in who they are and what they bring, people will follow. So it is what it is. But go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I
can't. I'm not with you. I can't. Go ahead. That's why I don't read it.
Huh?
That's why I don't read it.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Some people want to entertain, others want to inform. You just pick your craft.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's something that you enjoy doing, because it actually it shows.
Right. Yeah. It does. It does indeed show. But I don't know.
Actually legit.
I don't know, but that was kind of funny. But it was funny. He did it. He or she had the moment for a second.
Oh yeah.
I had to gain myself back because I looked over and read it. Was like, what? Who cares?
Look, I got this shit on two screens. I'm like, because one actually shows everything, and on the other one there are some what they're putting in the chat is not popping up.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, so that's why I'm glancing between both of them.
Okay.
But and I looked at the other one. I looked down there. Okay, like, whatever. But we do need a good laugh. That was that definitely caused the brain fart on that one. I was like,
yeah.
But
I'm at to work on somebody that cares, laugh and figure out. Yeah. But I just didn't. Some people I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. They go back and forth, and it is what it is. But when it's some people that a lot of times I know are, not content creators, mainly just subscribers, but they have opinions, and we all entitled to, even the subscriber, even the viewer, you're still entitled to an opinion.
That's what makes this a good application, because you're able to get the feedback.
Right.
Even though it's silly as shit, but you get some feedback from it. You actually you're interactive.
Right. You get it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? If somebody doesn't like it, if they leave a comment, you get to read it and you get to respond back. It's not this thing of waiting for, I wonder if I did, good or whatever. It's just crazy. I don't know if I should put that up there. Wait, let me check it first.
Hey, look, you got an overlay. You have to put one overlay over the chat.
Yeah, but I don't think it overlays on the comment. I don't think.
No, just when people pop up.
Yeah, just the people. Yeah, it's just about. You're absolutely right, June. It's just really about having fun, and yeah.
Yeah, this actually should be a stress reliever.
Yeah, it should. It should. I don't think people should come on here and be stressed. Yeah, like what are you What are you stressed about?
As
Definitely.
I said last week, protect your energy.
Yeah, it's
if
all about
the shit gets too thick, turn it off.
Turn it off. Yeah.
Turn it off.
And so, what I was going to say? Oh, yeah. Well, Troy Allen seems to have a watch, a watch service, or a watch hour.
Pass a watch.
Pass a watch. Yeah, I forgot, for Jay Wilson's return to these YouTube streets after the infamous sound heard around the world of the Grindr app. I don't know. I don't know.
Now, how would you have played that? You're up on there, and that happens. That situation happens with you.
I would have confronted it. I would have just said it. I mean, granted, I get probably what the issue was, because you're constantly talking about. But then here it goes again with you letting people know too much of your business, and then when it kind of deviates a little bit, it then puts everything into a microscope, and then people are like, really like, well, what you doing on there? If in fact you know, if you're in a relationship, y'all talking about living together or being together, kind of thing. So, I mean, I definitely would have just been like, oh yeah, you know, that was this. This is the app of blah 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 blah, and you know, whatever ever else. I just would have. First of all, my phone would have been on silent. That's the rule of thumb. But had my phone not been on silent and that would have happened, I would have just been upfront about it. Because the thing about it is, if you allow something to grow legs out here, it will grow. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do is definitely, if you slipped up and didn't have your phone on mute, then you just, you know, you say what it is. And I mean, you put everything else out here, you might as well. Even if it is an open relationship. But even if it is an open relationship, then say that. Then, you know, that was, you know, Grindr or whatever dating app, and we have an open relationship. Or you know, we have friends outside of the relationship, whatever it is. But like this whole that was just bloop, 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 everywhere. I mean, I heard it everywhere. And it was just like, say something. Like, this is not going to die down. Because the thing about it is, people think that if they stay away, it'll go away and something else will be new. And like, no, once you pop up.
No, they're just waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting for you. That's all. They're waiting for you
they're
to
just waiting for you.
So in that way, it can be said.
No, they are just
what happened to a simple butt plug? Child, I don't know. I have no idea.
And they come with their rhinestones.
Some people's booties ain't big enough. They too big for butt plugging.
More like a plunger.
So I don't know, but you know, I hope he's doing well. I mean, you know, that's a lot to deal with.
It's all how you played it. You know what I'd have done? As soon as I heard that sound, I would have said, "Oh, that's my baby, y'all. I got to go."
Right, exactly.
It's over.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, I heard. I said, right. Hey, maybe that's foreplay.
Right. And then you're just keeping it quiet. You're just not, you know, or here.
I mean, even though you don't have to answer.
Right.
You don't owe anybody on here any explanation about what you do. It just happened. But I'd have packed this shit up. I'd have said, I'll catch y'all later.
Right.
I got a date.
I
got a date. You know what? He's on his way.
Right.
And I got to get ready.
It's a dating app for married women. No. I mean, I guess it could be. It could be. That was funny. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like
some fatties and rhinestones wouldn't that hurt? No, they had all sparkly rhinestones and everything now.
It's really too much. I mean, just live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's like live your life.
You are grown. You are a full-grown human
This is
adult.
what I'm saying. For the reality that
we know what's over here. That's why I don't understand. Well, maybe it was a certain faction. Maybe it was the straight women. Is that what was going after him, or really question it? Because I don't think that the gay guys were like, oh, we know. They didn't probably say, oh, we know that is ha ha ha, and that'd have been it.
Yeah.
But I think the women would be like, you're telling us about this relationship that you're in, and you've given us privy to so much information.
But that's mainly the reason why people started running with the sound, because you're supposed to be in this relationship. Now, granted, we don't know what type of relationship it is. It could well be an open relationship in which they do see and date other people, or even boink other people. Don't know, don't care. However, when that happened, though, it just brought scrutiny to the whole situation.
Because it did give me a nunnish feel. Yeah. Like the nun got caught doing something.
Yeah, I mean
it did. It gave like, whoop,
but it was the startleness of it. That's what made it kind of. It was like, first of all, you just
going for a walk.
Yeah, you just play it cool. Like, you don't that
like
whole.
I said, I'd have said, "Ooh, I got to go."
Yeah, right.
And I'd have just shut that shit down. It'd have been just like that. And when I came back on, everybody was like, "Why did you leave?" Whatever. And I'd have left that shit up there. I wouldn't give no explanation, because I am a full grown. Yeah. And we know what it is over here.
Right.
You know, everybody. I don't see why people still.
But again, it's the narrative that you push when you go after other people for their sexual indications, and you talk about, oh, you over there selling, and you going after this one because they on the sex app, and they go, oh well, somebody sent it to me, and you posted their pictures on this particular dating app that whatever, and then again it comes back to you. That's why be careful what you throw out there on people, because it can come back to you. Just a rule of thumb, and it don't have to come right away, but it does come. That's karma is a true bitch.
Yeah, have a giggle.
Yeah,
and
keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, because the more you dig, and again, like the saying goes, the grave you dig for somebody else, you better be digging one for yourself.
Oh, there's gonna be some digging.
That's all. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because
I don't know about no graves.
Well, whatever you dig,
there's gonna be some digging.
Whatever you dig,
do Jesus.
Just to be mindful that it is what it is. It's your turn. Your turn.
Yeah, and believe me, everybody has a turn.
Yeah,
everybody has a turn.
But that's why I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't condemn those who live differently than I. Or
tell people how to live. That's their business.
Putting all that in your booty hole or doing this in booty hole. Why are you concerned about what somebody?
If you want to stuff pound cake up your ass,
as
long as you're happy,
that is your
business. Go with it.
Because at the end of the day, if people were to find out the things you've done, then you'd be on the, people judging you for the things you've done. It's like, that's not my place. You know what I'm saying? That's not my place. If you're not about elevating that person maybe out of a different place into someplace different, then just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because it just makes you look bad at the end of the day. So I don't know. The whole thing just looked a hot mess. But I don't know.
Yeah, but that's all I heard.
That's it for a whole week. And the grinder will not be silenced. And this will not. It's like, come on. And then the people who, I respect you as a fellow human being, but really, don't like you for maybe the things you said or whatever you've done, they'll run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll keep running with it. And you got Troy making T-shirts.
No, but when I saw that, first I saw the milk carton.
Yes.
And then when I saw the ticker running, I was like, "What is this?
What is this?" Right. I was like, Lord.
And now we're doing the t-shirts.
Goodness gracious.
But you have to remember, you're out on this application, and you're coming across thousands of people.
Right.
So, and you have thousands of people that don't care for you.
Right. And then the person had to be watching to see that you were online.
But I wonder who called that. That shit might have been time too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they probably found his profile.
You're right. Found his profile and was just like, okay, let me try it now. And they probably been trying it, but they haven't been successful. And they
hit that one time. You know, the motherfuckers was screaming, bingo!
Got him.
Pop the pasta.
Yet again. How about that? You know, I don't know. And you remember the other time it was you were selling prep. So I wonder what this one's gonna be.
Yeah, but then too, I really thought about it's Pride Month and all the rest of that. So everybody's going to get their little giggles and laughs and do whatever they're going to do. So I was like, whatever. It is what it is. But like I said, when you're 50-something years old, that shit don't faze you. That shit don't.
There's nothing to answer to. And I'm not going to, you know, unless there was something else going on that deserved your attention to walk away or whatever, which I'm sure it was. But something like that, why would you let that kind of let you?
Yeah, I remember. But in his case, it's probably real stressful times anyway. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I feel. It's more. It has more to do with other things than just that. You know,
because I sure would. I'd have shut that shit down. Oops. Dick calls. Gotta go. Click that shit right on off.
All right.
We'll discuss this later on.
Right.
After I finish laughing.
Right.
Because if I can't laugh at myself after that,
yeah.
You know,
it's like
I'm serious. I'd have laughed my fucking head off.
Right. Not you asking for a friend.
Oh, I don't do no apps. You try to get me crucified.
Right.
I don't do no. No, you know what? I'm too old for that. That's one thing I couldn't do. I couldn't do apps. I don't want to meet strangers.
I've met some strangers. I mean, we're not strangers no more, but I've met strangers. But again, it's all in how you handle it. Like I used to tell people all the time, it is really how you handle it. Like, yeah, people will come and be like, hey, like, no, that's not what this is about. But, you know, thank you for coming by. God bless and good night. And leave my page. But, you know, it's all in how you conduct it. But
but you gotta remember too, you're dealing with adult men.
Right. Yeah.
And you know how adult men roll different. And you know.
Yeah.
They rolled it. Why are you looking like that? Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes you think the older
it is what it is.
But sometimes I used to think that the older that they are, the more
no,
reserved they would be, and the opposite would be the case.
Got your bitch. Got your bitch.
You'd be like,
No, men are men.
Yeah, I see.
Hetero, homo, all the same. They are men are men.
Non-binary, all the
all that. And when they start juicing, when the FTM start juicing, ain't nothing worse than a trans man being hard. It's like he hadn't been a whole man for 15 minutes being hardcore. Now you the nigga. God damn. You walking around, you got ovaries.
Yeah, but somewhere in there.
And actually they're bigger than balls. But it's that whole thing. Men are men regardless. It's all in the biology.
Yeah,
you know, so.
It is. Yeah, and that's definitely unfortunate. But I do hope whoever Pastor is that he is doing well and focusing on what it is he needs to focus on.
I just need a break too.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we all do at some point. Do need a break.
No, but after
say
this whole month,
this
whole month,
this whole thing that he's had,
he definitely needed a break, and it's good. He takes a break because you push your shit too far.
Yeah, you can, because you can push it too far and it be, it'd be a wrap. Like, you wind up losing your mind, and this is not something to actually,
Yeah, because you can control it. You
control
what information comes into your
Hey,
home.
what's going on, King Payne? How are you, sir?
Hey, King Payne, how you been, man?
It's crazy, folks. I don't know. Them's your peoples.
Those are definitely your people. Those are definitely
whatever.
No, the straights are enough.
Yeah, I can imagine. So flipping on to that, any new shows or anything you've been watching as of late? Besides this YouTube stuff.
You know what? I can't remember what it is I fucking watched.
Oh, I watched Stranger Things, the new season.
I still haven't seen that one yet. I haven't seen the new season yet.
Yeah. I didn't even watch it from the other one. I just started with season 4. I mean, I think season 1 and 2. But
I watched the first season and I just couldn't. Yeah. It was just moving too slow or something for me.
I just started back with 4. And I decided not to go back. It was pretty good. Not bad so far. Anyway, I don't think I'm done yet. I think I have 1 or 2 episodes left. It's pretty good. It's more kind of action packed than the other seasons.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Trying to think. The Man That Fell to Earth.
I still haven't watched that yet. I've been watching, like I said, a lot of those African films, Nigerian films on.
Oh yeah,
they've been pretty cool.
Everybody bleaching.
Yeah, that part is the crazy part though, because you'd be like, girl, you can definitely tell that that's not your original
color. What foundation you using? Max Factor.
Cast.
It's just it'd be I just find that incredible. But have you ever seen them bleach? Or I guess Michael Jackson had vitiligo, supposedly. Right. But their nail beds are black.
Black, yeah.
But everything else is whatever
the
color.
Knuckles too are kind of still discolored.
Elbows and knees.
Certain places that they can't really change or stuff. Yeah.
And I finished watching We Own This City. That was real good.
Okay, I haven't watched it, but I heard that was good too. Yeah.
See them knuckles tell on them. Yeah, they sure do. I'm like, damn, what happened to you?
Yeah, but they do be looking like pancake batter.
But it's like they're in the wrong fucking part of the world. All that goddamn sun down there.
That sun down there. You
need that melanin.
But I can imagine what it does to the body, though, being that they have that much sun down there, and to strip away your melanin that protects you from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the nipples and the genitals. Because I would see what actual color it actually changes. When I guess they rub it all over their whole body.
That's what
but your genitals are usually darker anyway.
I'm assuming that they bleach their whole body. And
that shit burn?
That must be painful. Like down there, that's sensitive. I wouldn't. Oh. I don't know anybody by name. I just watch a lot of them, and they seem to be interesting. But they do recycle a lot of their actresses into different films, which can be somewhat okay. But then another times, like if it's something that's like passing or kind of carrying on from one show to the next, like Castle started with a show. I forgot the name of it. It'll come to me. But it started from a spinoff from a particular show or movie or what have you. And then Castle and Castle spun off to do a whole show about Nigerian lawyers and all that kind of stuff, which was pretty cool. I watched both seasons of that. I think they only had 2 seasons. That was pretty cool. I did see a preview for Adam Sandler's basketball movie on Netflix.
Netflix
is supposed to be dropping soon. It looked interesting.
Yeah, Netflix had to step it up a bit. I was getting kind of tired of all the foreign movies.
Yeah. They have put a lot of foreign movies out there. They still have a plethora of foreign movies over there.
Yeah, Patty. What color is it? What color is the eggplant when you bleach it?
I don't know.
Because, like I said, because you know your genitals are extra. Your genitals are dark anyway because it shows
that whole skin area is extra sensitive.
Sensitive, yeah.
Like if you bleach that, that's ouch.
Because actually, the coloring shows that you're of sexual maturity. That's why your nipples turn darker.
Oh,
and your penis or your vagina, the lips, it gets darker.
Okay.
That and all that stretching.
I know nothing about that.
Oh, stretching.
No.
So
no, not the bleaching part. Stretching discretion.
You don't have stretch marks because you use coconut oil.
No, I don't have stretch.
Matter of fact,
use coconut oil.
Using coconut oil, it keeps those stretch marks down.
It does. It keeps stretch marks down, and it makes it nice and shiny. But I don't know about the stretch marks.
Now y'all know what to get him for his birthday. Is there a certain brand? Because you know oil prices going up, so you imagine coconut oil probably expensive as
shit. I'm not messing with you.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, have you checked the prices of oil?
Yes.
Coconut oil?
Yes.
And how much has it gone? Has it gone up to?
It has a few.
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all know the 20-second cash app my bro for some money. Cash app my boy so he can keep up his supply. At least get him a 6-month supply, because you know in wintertime this shit gonna be ridiculous.
First of all, I have.
That's why I said it ridiculous. You say who want to put bleach on their booty?
People do.
The whole body, do everything.
Well, no, people do that so the dark.
Oh, you're talking about the anal bleaching.
Yeah. So it's dark.
Why?
Lighten it up so it don't look like it's been abused, beat up, like it's been in a fight with Mike Tyson. Huh?
Like reconstructive surgery.
I don't know. I guess so. Good luck for that. But yeah, some people don't want to.
A tortured asshole. Have you ever seen one? It looks like a vagina. It's like all stretched out.
Well, it must look like a meat curtain then.
A meat curtain? Yeah, just doesn't have lips. But it just looks sad and abused.
Oh, Calvin Klein said they used to use anal bleach. Okay. Well, you want to keep it nice and pretty and pink looking, you know? Let's be all
keep it fresh.
Beat up. No. Beat up. That's crazy. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
The skin of the area is thin. Yes, it is thin.
It is very thin. That I don't think,
Yes, and it ain't nothing like getting it zipped up in a zipper. You gotta have it.
That has never happened. What was that? Something about Mary with the beans or something? The beans over the front. How you get the beans? How did you get that in the zipper to begin with? I don't know. But yeah, thank God that has never happened. So yeah, that's all I got. I don't think if I can think of anything else. Do note the early primaries while I'm thinking about it. Early voting primaries for the 2020 midterms will be starting very soon. So please find out when I will put up as much information as I can find. But if you can find when your local primaries begin for early voting, for your primaries, for your midterm elections and midterm people running for this year of 2020 in November. It is starting or will begin to start in certain places. I know here it starts like next week, I believe, for early voting. So definitely look into your candidates and, start using those voting muscles before they take them away. Because they are definitely doing that.
They're definitely working hard. Definitely working hard for it.
You don't do nothing but put oil on it. That's all I have to do. I usually have somebody else to do the rest.
But he could use a supply need to re-up.
Maybe.
You better go ahead and get that.
Whatever, I'm not listening to you. But yeah, definitely make sure that we're voting in our local elections because that is important. So on the closing note, if I could leave you with some parting good stuff, so please make sure that we are paying attention to what is going on around us as far as our political atmosphere, because it is changing and it's changing fast.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely keep note of that.
Yeah, and Rona is definitely on the uptick.
Yeah. I mean, as it would be, but of course, again, as always, people are more concerned about making money than they are about people's lives. Mm-hmm. It's all about money. So of course, they're going to loosen some restrictions so people can come into their states to go to the beach and do all these kind of things.
Yeah, but it is, a lot of places are tourists.
Yeah.
And that's how they make their money, the 3 months a year.
That's it. So please don't be surprised if we're talking about an uptick in Rona and the monkeypox and everything else next week and the next 2 weeks. This is the reason for the season now with the summer at the doorstep. So, hey, just be safe, wear your mask, keep your distance if you can, and, kind of be safe. Watch your back out there.
Yeah, because everybody else is watching your back too.
Yeah, that too.
Seeing if you bleached.
A lot of people watching your back and your fronts, apparently. So please, and moisturize.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your asses. How about that? Ain't nothing worse than bleaching in your booty snake. Take plugs, bleach, bath. Oh, that's some old grandma thing, putting the cap of bleach
in bath water.
Yeah, it's definitely very old school.
Keep you from smelling like outside.
Right. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Any parting words you got there for us, sir?
Lynn T, be careful out there, Lynn T.
Yes, Lynn T, be careful. Yeah. I said, not Lynn T.
We don't want to see you on the milk carton.
Right. I said, not Lynn T.
Be holding the telethon.
Right. I said, what Lynn T do? I said, just because she said something. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Lynn T ain't ever did nothing. No need to thank me. I mean, it is what it is. You're entitled to your opinion. And it is what it is. We can't be walking right here where certain people can't say stuff about other people, but other people can. It is.
That's right. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Yeah. Enjoy your pride.
Right. Enjoy your pride. And whatever it is, be prideful in whatever it is. So just enjoy your pride. Don't be looking for me because I won't be there. It's not my thing. So don't even ask.
Where were you this weekend?
It was not my thing. Huh?
Where were you this weekend?
I was in DC, but I wasn't.
Make it sound good now. Make it sound good.
Make it sound good? I mean, it was good. I was at Henry's in DC, eating and hanging out. And that was it.
Very good, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Not just out there looking for a monkey.
No, I was not looking for no monkey. No, I was just hanging out, chilling. Had a good time. Although I don't know if it was what I ate, but didn't feel so great the next day. I was like, But it was a good place. It was the first time I've been there.
Like I said, were you eating and drinking?
Yeah. I usually don't go there, but it was decent. It was decent. I had a good time.
Very good, sir. Very good. Yeah, and you didn't have all the headgear on.
Yeah.
With the face mask and the remember the shield.
I had the mask, but I didn't have the face the face gear and all that kind of stuff. But I did have a mask. Always have one. But yeah, just not because well, I had the anti-fog one that I just bought, but the other one it fogs up, so I was like, I feel like a space cadet.
Fogs your glasses, or just fogs up?
It just fogs up the whole
thing. Is that one whole plastic shield?
It's like it's almost like putting on glasses because it has the hooks for your ears or whatever, but it covers like all of this. I have that one, but then I just bought the one that doesn't fog. But that one looks like I'm about to go deep sea diving or something. That was like really serious.
Wow. How many people had masks on just out and about?
No, not many people really at all. Not many people at all. Like they were looking at us like we were strange. But I was like, I don't give a goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, when you're outdoors.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody was, even though we were outdoors, everybody was still separated. But nobody was like really when they
congregate.
Nobody really had.
Yeah, now that I've noticed a lot. People on congregating in groups. Yeah. With people that they don't know.
Yeah. So it's like if I didn't come in with you, we ain't, we not, because everybody in the group, we all know where we stand. So it's like no new friends. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure they do for rooms and districts. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, because that's one thing.
Mr. Henry's. I'm not sure. I think it might be Mr. Henry's. It's like, was it 600 in Pennsylvania? I think so. I think it's like 600 in Pennsylvania. So yeah.
I should have told you to ride over past Joe's house and say, "Fuck you, Joe."
No, thank you. I wouldn't have made it back.
They still got the fence up.
I wouldn't have made it back. I don't know. I didn't go by there. I might go by there next weekend to see if they have the fence up, but they probably do still have the fence up. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. They come to a vote on that Roe versus Wade. You better keep your ass from down there. He's got a dick. Shoot him.
Yeah.
We don't care. Kill them all. Kill them all.
It's crazy. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I don't do no out during the height of the sun because I don't like to be hot. So definitely it's after 5. If you catch me out, trust and believe it's after 5.
It's after 5.
Out in the blazing sun, sweating and shit. Nah, we don't be doing all that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Unless I have to be for whatever reason. But if I don't have to be,
you go out there and get some sun.
I still be sun out, but it don't be like that baking. Oh my God!
Especially down there, they don't handle it. It's all white marble and shit. It's all blinding down there. No. It's all that white marble and all those white people. All that sun.
Yeah. It's crazy, but yeah.
So don't forget, his birthday is the 22nd. He needs to re-up. He needs to re-up on his oil.
Here we go with this. Yes, my birthday is on the 22nd. I don't need no re-up on the oil.
Your fan base wants to know: will there be new pictures?
Who?
Will there be new pictures?
Nude pictures or
new? Well, they could be nude pictures.
No, well, not that I know of. Not that I know of. Although that fan base is growing.
Your only fan man make some money. Make some money.
Yeah, maybe.
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people.
There are a lot of people. There are a lot
doing OnlyFans. Yeah. Twitter's popping.
Twitter is popping.
Jeff Bezos? Who's the guy who just wanted to buy that?
Oh, no, that
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
I want to go there and fuck it up because there's lots of stuff.
Yeah, he's about to Well, I think he had turned it down when he got a lot of heat that he was going to let Trump back on to Twitter, but I think he might still buy it. Yes, cancer season is fastly approaching. And it sucks that I'm the first one because I got to start off and everybody else has their birthday and I'll be feeling some type of way, but that's okay because I celebrate the whole damn season. Okay. Thank you for that. We could just exit that out. Thank you. Because don't nobody care about what that is. Let's just move you right on out like that. Like that there. But yes, cancer season is fastly approaching. And for all of the Gemini birthdays, because one of my Maryland grandmothers, she has a birthday coming up. My best friend, she has a birthday coming up as well. So shout out to all my Geminis. My father's a Gemini. His birthday's on the 13th. So yeah, there's a lot of Geminis. And one of my best friends from New York as well is Gemini too. His birthday is in 2 days. So yeah, shout out to all the Geminis as well, and happy birthday to you all. And let's get turned up. All right.
Just don't tell grandma to bring in the oil. She bought you some Crisco. Baby, this will keep you sliding for days.
No, I don't ask grandma to bring me no oil.
Bring that oil up. Bring that big container off the stove with all that good cooking and seasonings and shit.
Smelling like fried chicken.
Smelling like chicken. That's right. But don't use that.
I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Well, almost good to eat.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That app be going off on the phone. What is that?
It's my lunch date.
It's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime for somebody, and it ain't me. Yeah, but
oh boy.
So hopefully,
it's crazy.
But thank you all for hanging out. And I'm at my mark now. Thank you. You always try to push me to this 2-hour mark, which I don't understand why.
What, 2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours. There's a lot of shit that goes on over the weekend.
It is. It does be a lot of stuff.
I mean, it's like, oh man, it's like,
yeah,
God damn.
A lot of it happens right after, which is the annoying part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get up, it's like, damn, something
else happens, pop off, and then it's like so much builds up from the next time that it's So that's why I try to put some stuff in the community wall. Just and speaking of community wall, check out King Jive's morning thing he did this morning. It was pretty cool. He was talking about TD Jakes, Pastor TD Jakes, something that happened with one of his children, I think, or something that he was saying that I thought was interesting, but just on the overall discussion, talking about religion and how it is used to demonize people who happen to be different, either of LGBT or
that's with everything. And it's really showing itself now.
Yeah, but it's really showing itself like, strongly, especially in the Black church, as it has always done. But it was a quiet thing before. Now it's like, really upfront in your face, where you really trying to sending people to hell, and it's like, but you don't have a heaven or a hell to put people in. So how are you sending people to hell like that? Like, what are you doing?
No, you self-ordained yourself.
Yeah.
You weren't chosen.
Yeah, definitely not at all. So,
and just because your auntie said you got the gift, you anointed,
right?
Don't mean you are
right
out here, the biggest hellraiser of them all.
Right, causing
what's your body count?
Yeah, and that. But that's the reality of it. A lot of these people that do all this shaming and demeaning of others, it's like when the roles are reversed or the camera lens is pointed on them, they have been the ones doing the most. What I heard is his gay son and his son-in-law is a pedophile and the daughter is getting sued. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was something. because they said something about his son was found in the park. And I guess, it was this park where they, had the party favors. And, but he had got that cleaned up, where nobody was talking about it, which, I mean, makes sense. I can understand that, that he does have a PR team to able to clean up the messes that his children may have. I know his daughter recently divorced her husband. But, you didn't hear much about it. It was just like, oh, it was working and now it's not working, but you didn't hear the reason why. So.
Yeah, well, it is summertime. I told you where they be jumping around there in the park.
Yeah, they be jumping around in the park even in the wintertime, from what I see in the video.
Yeah.
Snow on the ground, and they still be.
And I'm like,
be going for it.
Like, are you kidding me?
Right, it's cold as hell. No way.
And down here, the park closes from dusk to dawn.
Oh, it closes. Oh, okay, I didn't.
Because you're not supposed to be in there.
Oh, okay.
But
they do.
you in there. Somebody's in there, and they in there. But
right.
And you come out the next day, it's like party favors everywhere.
Yeah. You
find underwear.
I'm
I
sure.
did tell you about that time I went running like extra early. It was like 6 o'clock real early in the morning, and out the corner of my eye, I see somebody coming up and out of the woods onto the trail. They came out behind me,
right?
And I always make it a point to turn around and look to see who's coming up. And it was the guy who was butt naked.
Wow.
Butt naked. And then somebody else came out down the other end.
Oh God! Like, sir, where's your clothes?
Oh, they be, and they don't care. Because like I told you, it's like 100 feet away. The canine division is where they keep the canines is in the park, and say like another 75 feet is the what they call the mansion house down here.
Okay,
it's a yellow building that they use for the administration part.
Okay. What did you say? According to selected machine and others, right? Well, Kirk, yeah. Well, I mean, because that's acceptable. Having a history or an addiction to porn is acceptable because you think of porn as being heterosexual porn. He ain't say nothing about he was watching gay porn. Everything was that he was addicted to heterosexual porn. So in reality, they feel like, well, that's okay. It's just a little crazy because you like to watch it a lot, but it's still heterosexual sex, so it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that part makes it okay. Yet alone, he's still married, lusting after other things. Wouldn't that still be considered a sin, though?
And even the way the porn sites are set up,
right?
It's it's white male heterosexual setup,
right?
Because you look at the titles, the way that they group everything, the way they group everything.
Yeah, all those are kind of nicely done and professional. Then you get
yeah, but then you'll have like the if they if it's an interracial, it'll be thug, which means it'll be a black guy or gangbang. It will be a white woman and 15 or 20 black guys.
Right. Yeah,
and it's all geared for the white male.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that.
Alrighty.
He didn't say what he was watching.
No, he didn't say what he was watching, but the people assumed that he was watching heterosexual thing because he didn't say.
Ask his wife, did she go on that history? That's what that shit is. Oh, that's funny as shit. When the computer shit first jumped out, that was the first thing you ever heard.
Right.
If I die, make sure you clear my browser history.
Please do.
Make sure you clear my browser history.
So don't nobody know.
Well, shit, you didn't have to do that back in the early days because everything was coming across.
Right.
Because it would be nothing for you to see kiddie porn because nothing was regulated. Kiddie porn and bestiality and things like that.
Very true. There was something really, really funny that I want to share, but I don't want to share it to expose the person. But it was hilarious.
Somebody we know.
No. Somebody has sent it, trying to be funny. They sent it to my DMs talking about, I know I'm late, but this is Tracy coming home from jail. It was a dog with their head out of a sunroof with their mouth gates wide open. It was so funny. I was dying, but I was trying to pull it up, but it wouldn't pull up on my computer. But I'll send it to you. But it's hilarious. I wanted to share it with everybody, but I'll share it some other time because it's funny, priceless. So it doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Okay.
You don't want to see my balls. Because they heavy. These are old balls, man.
Not that type of party. But
nah, we don't do that here.
No, not here. You might want to try somebody else's live. But anyway.
There's enough around, believe me.
There's enough around. You can see plenty of balls and testicles. Well, anyway, on that note, you guys have a blessed night. God bless. Good night. That's all I got to say. That's all I got for you guys right now.
Stay safe.
Just please stay safe.
Protect your space.
Do that. And mask up. And until next time, peace.